may not mean nothing to y'all, but understand nothing was done for me. So I don't plan on stopping at all. I want this shit forever, mine, ever mine, ever mine. I'm shutting shit down in the mall and telling that girl she the one for me, and I ain't even planning the call. I want this shit forever, mine, ever mine.
What's going on YouTube? It's Jay Wilson, JWill07 Instagram, Twitter, Jay Wilson on Facebook. 4th of July has come to a close. The work week starts tomorrow, and I figured what better way to kick off the week than another great video. Well, I hope it's a great video. So I've been receiving this email repetitively over the course of the last few months, and I didn't think there was a place or time for this video until now. And you've seen the title, so let's jump right to it. We're going to start off with living with your parents. Now, how do you achieve the fish tank that you want while living with your parents? Grab a pencil, a piece of paper, your iPad, your iPhone, your Android, whatever you've got, get ready to take notes, because it's pretty simple. You're going to have to do a ton of research. I've said it in a ton of videos before. Research, research, research. You're going to need to research cost. I'm talking cost of tank, supporting hardware, filters, media, the fish, substrate, decor. What I would even do is go a step further and kind of calculate roughly what the cost and influx of electricity is going to be. If you're paying for water, you're going to see, okay, do I have a 55 gallon? I'm going to be doing 50% water changes every week or every 10 days over the course of a month. What's that going to cost us extra in terms of water? Now, when you're doing this and you're jotting this down and you kind of get the total cost, separate the two costs, the startup cost, the maintenance cost. I want you to include the maintenance cost of electricity and water. The reason being is when you present this to your parents, you're giving them everything. You've given them the problem and the solution. The problem was they said no. You said, can I get a fish tank? No. Well, they didn't even give you an opportunity to explain yourself. Find the place in the house that you want to set it, preferably not in the living room because they're not going to listen to you, period. So find that spot, whether it's in your room, whether it's in a garage, out of sight, out of mind for your parents. And do the work so that when they have the questions, well, have you done your research? Yes, I have. Well, how much is it going to cost you? Or us. Say, no, it's not going to cost you anything. It's going to cost me roughly X amount of dollars to start up, and then it's going to cost us together an additional $20 a month. Now that's, if you got lights that are LED, it's going to reduce the cost. If you've got a smaller tank and you're not doing as big of water changes, do you catch my drift? Your parents may even be so, I don't want to say proud, but they may be blown away at their research you did because you've asked for a PlayStation, you've asked for an Xbox, you asked for a Barbie doll house, whatever you've done over the course of your life, you've never done the research like you've done until now. And so by doing this, you're presenting it to your parents in a completely different way. Almost doing it like a research paper, but it's going to be a heck of a lot more fun, and it's going to be a lot easier to do because you have an exceptionally deep interest into this hobby. Now, I'm not saying this is foolproof. By no means is this foolproof. The chances of a no, if you've already got a no, is probably going to be higher than if you haven't already asked yet. So do your research, present it in a manner where you have all of the answers to their questions. You know your parents, you were raised by them, you grew up in their house, you know exactly what they're going to ask, so have those questions and have those answers for those questions. Almost grill yourself in the mirror. Let's move on to living with a significant other. Doesn't matter who it is, but you're living with your significant other and you just want a tank. You're going to have to do a heck of a lot more than when you're living with your parents. If you want it in eyesight, you're going to have to go way above and beyond. Now, I'm not saying I'm ruling out buying a Kate Spade purse or their Coach purse or Louis Vuitton purse. Make sure they're not watching this video, by the way. Vice versa. If it's a guy, you may have to step up and purchase that PlayStation. Or whatever they're into. There's that old saying, it's better to ask for forgiveness than to ask for permission. I don't buy that. the reason being is I don't know how fast you're going to be able to set up a tank and get it, you know, completely cycled and get the fish you want in without that significant other noticing. So, you know, be dead honest. If it's going to be in the living room and right in front of the TV, chances are it's not happening unless you got one of the most amazing significant others. Ding, 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 ding. But I did the mistake of starting really, really small and continually and gradually increasing rapidly. I should have never done that. I should have calculated my steps and said, okay, this is what I want. This is where we want to be. Let's do it. And I did not do that. She's been a trooper enough to kind of, you know, turn the blind eye along the way. So again, you're not doing your research and presenting in the same way as, you know, somebody living with their parents would, but you're going to have to maybe get on your hands and knees and beg a little bit. So find the spot in the house. I wouldn't necessarily say it's got to be in direct sight. He or she's probably not going to want to see it 24/7. If you've got a bedroom, a secondary bedroom, or maybe the living room where they're not exactly looking at it all the time when they're sitting in there, that's going to be your best bet. And then not taking cost away from your main bank account. So maybe you have to sell something on Craigslist or barter. You know, look for those deals. That's ultimately the goal you're going to need to take or to set in order to get this tank that you so desire. This goes with any tank. It could be African salt. Salt's going to be a little bit more expensive to start and then to purchase, whether you're doing corals, soft, or you know, whatever you're doing, and even fish. Fish are more expensive. Everybody knows that. But this can go with anything, reptiles, amphibians, birds, you name it. So the moral of this is you may have to buy something extra that you didn't plan on. Now, I'm not saying go out and buy them a Maserati, and hey, if you can afford it, go right ahead. But you may have to, you know, butter them up. Slide in that purse. Oh, hey, what happened? You got that purse today. Who got that for you? Yeah, that was me. You may have to do that if you want to get what you want. That's the way humans are. That's the way humans are. Hey, babe, do you mind if I get a 150-gallon? Oh, no, you don't want me to get you a 150-gallon. No, okay, I can't have one? Okay. And then magically you get them their item they've been looking for, and they're really excited, and you slide it in, and they're like, yeah, whatever, go right ahead. Boom, there it is, it's done. Everybody knows what I'm talking about. This cannot be done with parents. This cannot be done with, you know, somebody that is paying pretty much your full ride. But if you're sharing a ride, chances are this can be done. So do your research. If you're living with your parents, present them everything. Living with your significant other, it's a little bit easier, but you're probably going to have to ease into it, dropping the hints. If you're looking to upgrade, it's going to be the same thing. Hey, look, I'll sell this. I'll make this X amount of money. Don't worry, sweetheart. It's going to be great. I do it all the time. It may not be as great as what you have presented to them, but hey, look, it all works out in the end, right? So now you're living with roommates. If you're footing most of the bill, I don't care what they're saying. You're getting a fish tank, or you're getting, you know, a terrarium, or whatever you're doing. But if you guys are equal, guys and girls are equally paying for a house or an apartment, you know, ask them first. Definitely don't just, hey, I'm doing this and I don't care what you think. That's not fair. So definitely present it to them. Hey, look, here's the tank. I don't expect you guys. I'll pay the extra cost for electricity bill. Because remember, your electricity bill will go up slightly or substantially depending on the equipment you put on this. If you're putting on a lot of older used equipment, it may go up a lot more than what you had anticipated. But if you're buying newer equipment, LED, lower wattage, higher power, futuristic, if you will, equipment, it's not going to be as big of an impact on anybody's pocket. So think it through, do your research, use a lot of smooth talking, Rico Suave or Chica Suave, if you will, throughout what you're trying to get accomplished. I went from a 29 in Hawaii to a 55 to 100 to 150 to 229s to 255s and a 150 to now having 229s, 4 or 5 gallons, and a 220. Catch my drift? Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for subscribing, unsubscribing, liking, unliking, unsharing, unsubscribing from YouTube, period, coming back and liking me, emailing me, sending me awesome pictures on 4th of July, showing me the photos of the t-shirts you guys were wearing. It was absolutely awesome. It's really cool to see something that you took as a hobby you were going to do to relieve a lot of stress because that's what you needed at the time, and it's completely evolved into something that is way bigger than what you ever anticipated, and you're impacting lives in ways just with friendships and product that they need. It's amazing. So, as always,